Alright people, welcome back to the channel. So, today you're going to get some answers. Let's go for a walk. Come follow me. So, we are going to spend the next, who knows how long, because there's some funny questions, but we're going to spend the next 10-15 minutes, whatever. It might even be a two-part, depends how in-depth I get on the answers. We're going to spend a bit of time going for a walk, answering the questions that you guys have sent me. Now, I will chuck out there straight away, mind the sun, because it's going to be right behind me, and it's muddy. God, here we go. I will chuck out a quick disclaimer. This one won't be kid-friendly. Just go upstairs, hang on. Oof. Yeah, this one will not be kid-friendly. That I can tell you right now. So, without further ado, let's go with the first question. It is, I'll chuck it on the screen, that'll be the best bet and then you can see it. So, based on your IG post the other day, Jedi or Sith? Well, it's a tough one. And yeah, I'm gonna go Jedi. It's gotta be. I think the best character in Star Wars is Obi-Wan Kenobi. There you go, I've said it. These are all only my opinions. Don't hate me for it. Yeah, there's some cool characters. The last few films were shite. But yeah, I think Obi-Wan stands a good chance, although when it was played by Ewan McGregor, he was bloody rubbish. But that's not because he can't act, because he can act. That's because whoever directed it must have been rubbish. So yeah, I'm going Jedi, I'm going Obi-Wan, and I hope the new series on Disney, when they release that, I hope that is good, and that restores some faith in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, on to the next. What a beautiful day. You know what I mean? You can't complain. The great British weather has pulled through. I'm pretty chuffed, because I didn't really want to do this in the studio. It'd just be nice just to get out and about and have a wander. There's not going to be many photos, a little bit of video, and obviously me prattling on. So without further ado, the next question is from, where's my phone gone? Hang on, this is tricky. This is trying to read a phone with sunglasses in the sun. It is from AboHG, I believe, yes, and it is, what's the one bit of gear, accessory you could not do photography without, besides a camera and a lens, obviously. Just make sure I don't get run over. So, my go-to is my lens ball. I think we're all aware of that. I do like my lens ball. And a tripod, I think. I don't think you can go out and take photos without a tripod, obviously. But there are some things, certainly in the creative side, when you want to start doing light painting and stuff like that, you need a tripod. You know, you can't just keep going resting it everywhere. So I would say a tripod and a lens ball. That's that one. Next. The next one is, how long have you been serious photography? Now, I'm not sure if they meant serious about, or am I seriously doing it? I'm assuming, how long have I been serious about photography? Now this question does come up quite a lot, and as most of you know, but not all of you, I started photography in September, probably maybe very end of August 2019. So that was when I first picked up a bridge camera. Then it was an HS20 Fujifilm, and then soon after that I was like, this is mint, you can do so much more with a decent camera compared to a phone. I'm not getting into that debate, but anyway, so then I got the 350D Canon off my mum, and then 500D, and now the 80D, and there's no looking back on that one. So yeah, there you go, 15 months, something like that, 18 months, I don't really know. But yeah, that's how long I've been doing it. Hope I've answered that one. Here comes another. So next one is from Owens Photography, and he says, if you had to pick your best photo, what would it be and what makes it the best? Now, I have a go-to photo that I put, I hope you can hear me alright, there's a bloody inconsiderate tractor over here. I'm making a bloody film here, mate. Jesus. Some people getting on with their days. Anyway, I'm joking. I didn't really say it to anyone. Anyway, my best photo is this one. That is definitely my favourite photo. It's a tough one. Is it my favourite? Is it my best? I don't know. I've probably got more technical ones. I've got some that, I don't know, oh, it's such a tough one to order. No, I'm sticking with it. That is my favourite It's definitely my favourite, and I'd say it's probably my best, because I've never seen one like it. It gets quite a lot of attention when I put it on groups and stuff like that. I have to swap arms, hang on. Oh. And yeah, I think that is my favourite, best picture, and that is why. Everything combined into one. Got a walk out of it, got a sunset out of it, got my lens pulled out of it. Happy days. Next, got another one from Abo HD. Am I planning on getting any new cameras? And if so, what? Well, the short, quick answer for that is no. Because quite frankly, I can't afford it. Now, I bought the 80D as an all-rounder. I know it's not full frame. You know, it does hinder me a tiny bit, but I've managed to do all right with this one. So I'm just sticking with the 80D for now until it gets dropped for the insurance. That's it for now. I'm just going to run with the 80D. It films, it takes photos. I like it. I have sort of almost gone to the dark side of Sony. A couple of times I thought about it, because I just think the picture quality at night looks wicked. But the cameras they're not built as well. Whoa, that was a bit sunny, sorry. Go back over this side. They're not built as well. Hang on, I'm just going to go down this muddy bit here, so hopefully I don't fall flat on my face. Yeah, anyway, they're not built as well, I don't think. Again, this is only my opinion. I can't prove it, I don't know, but I don't believe the hardware in a Sony is as good as a Canon. Their shutter count, Canons are, I think, something like 200,000 are warranted for, something like that. Whereas Sony's are only warranted for something like 250, I don't know, not as many, 150,000 or something like that. Again, don't quote me. I'm trying to find a way through this path here. It's bloody proper boggy. Yeah, I'm going through some dodgy woodland. Look, have a look. State of this, Jesus Christ. What do I go this way for? I'm just going to go in the bushes, hang on. Right, yeah, so yeah, sort of toyed with Sony, did look at Sony, quite well priced, lenses are expensive, so yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Canon, and for now I will stick with the 80D. So, let me get out of this mud, and we'll fire another one at you. Tell you what, I'm regretting my decision to come this way. Jesus, getting proper stuck in here. Bear with. We'll fire another question. Hang on, oh, he's out. I'm out of the bushes, still in the bloody mud though. Right, let me just unlock my phone and we'll find another question. I should just edit all these bits out, but you know, it's all part of the entertainment. So, next one is from Smash X Entertainment. Oh, where's it gone? My question is, where did you get your NASA hoodie? And does this mean you're into space exploration? Well, we are about to open up a whole new can of worms, and to be totally honest, I might need 4 parts for this video to answer this question. The short of it is, Matalan is where I got the hoodie. Sorry to butt in, it wasn't Matalan, it was H&M. What a donkey. Carry on. Space exploration, yes. I have a few passions in my life, right? They've changed over the years, but at the moment they are photography, my wife, and space. I know a lot about space. I watch every single SpaceX launch. I watch the Ariane launches. I watch the Atlas launches. I watch all the launches. I watch the Starships, the SN9s, the blowing up. I watch it all. Now, I am pretty mad for, hang on, I'm going to turn around, get out the sun, get you out the sun a bit. I'm pretty mad for the space stuff. Quite frankly, I think it's wicked. So yeah, do I start? No, I'm not going to start another YouTube channel on space. There's enough people streaming that, but then there's enough people doing photography, and I still started that one. But yeah, I just think it's wicked. I think what they're trying to achieve, I think what Elon Musk's bringing to the table. Jeff Bezos, not too fussed about what he's doing, to be honest. You can sit on a giant dildo, fly up to the little bit of insider space, and drop back down. I don't pay 200 grand for it. Don't get me wrong, I'd do it. If I had 200 grand, I'd do it. But I don't really follow him too much. If he makes New Glenn, is it New Glenn or New Shepard? I think it's New Shepard that goes up now. If he makes New Glenn, which is going to be bloody absolutely massive, that'll get my attention. But for now, a bit of a SpaceX fanboy, and yes, I like space. I'm going to sit on this bench for a second, and we'll answer another one. Look at this, even when I do my vlogs. That is the 10:56 to Shrewsbury, and yes, it's going to bloody Shrewsbury again. All right, they do go to Birmingham, Andrew. They do go to Birmingham, but they seem to always be going to Shrewsbury. God damn it! Let's find another question. Right, the next essay from RJC. He does like to leave some good comments, which I appreciate. Thank you. Always a bit of humour in there. Seems like a funny guy. I don't think I know him, but you never know, because people have silly names on YouTube and whatever, so you don't know if it's actually them. But anyway, he has basically asked me that I have an interesting taste in music, so he's asking me what my go-to sounds. If it ain't rock, he ain't listening. Well, Kate Bush, probably my favourite artist ever. She bollocks. Scalabush, or whatever it was. Anyway, yes, I would say most of the music that I like is indie, rock, punk. They would be my top genres. But my playlist on Alexa is random as hell. There are all sorts in there. I like just some nice chilled out stuff. Generally, it's probably quicker to say what I don't like, and that is generally anything in the charts. Any popular music is utter rubbish. Again, these are all only my opinions. Don't hate on me. But yeah, I don't really like pop music. I can't stand bloody Rihanna and Gaga and all that crap. So yes, I would say, you know, you got your old school Led Zeppelin, but then I'll listen to Bob Marley, and then I'll go and listen to, so, I don't know, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but yeah, it's varied. But I would say work, Absolute Radio. That's what is on. Absolute rock, Absolute Radio, Absolute 80s. Love a bit of 80s. So that is most of my musical likes and dislikes. Hope that's answered your question. Keep your comments coming. Let's find another one. Now, well, that was a big puddle. Damn it. Now, this one is a good one, and I really appreciate sort of the thought and the comment. So this one's from Ben, yeah? Ben Finch, Photos by Finch. Nice little community on the YouTube. Check him out, he's got some good stuff. As have anyone on here if they've got channels where they produce stuff. I don't doubt it's all good. He has put, did you think your channel would take the direction of being so creative and unique when compared to others? Now, I really appreciate that. I'm going to take these off a second because it's not dark anymore. It's not sunny anymore. So, yeah, I didn't think, hang on, swapping hands, it's getting heavy. I didn't think anything when I started my YouTube. I just thought, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Why not? God, I could have started one on snowboarding years back. I could have started one on BMX, and I could have started all sorts. But no, photo and photography just got me more into it. I think because I learned pretty much everything I know, I learned off YouTube. So with that, I'm watching these people do it, and I'm like, well, why don't I do it? But now I don't want to go down the how-to side of it, really. I've done a few, obviously, yeah, some of the double exposure, little quirky bits and pieces I don't mind doing, but I'm not going to go through exposure triangle and how aperture works and whatever. I've tackled it before, can't be bothered, internet's full of it. So yeah, really, I didn't have a plan when I started my YouTube as to what direction it would go. I do feel my photography is going down the creative side, without a doubt. Like, I like it all, but I am leaning towards, my edits are normally slightly unusual, my photography is normally slightly unusual, and I am slightly unusual. So it just made sense that that seems to be the direction. That, put my teeth back in. I used to have false teeth, you know. In fact, one of the questions coming up is embarrassing moments. I've got a list, but yeah, we'll get to that one in a minute. But anyway, yeah, so thank you, Ben, for saying it's creative. I appreciate that. And I think, yes, that is the direction it's going to go. And no, that wasn't the direction I planned. No plan. I don't have a plan in life. I don't have a plan in anything. I didn't plan kids, didn't plan marriage. I wasn't one of those people that went, I'm going to get married and have kids. I'm one of those people that says, I wish I didn't. I am joking. I'm joking, Kate. I'm joking. Don't hit me. Don't hit me again. But yeah, so thank you. And yes, we're going to stick with just being creative and keeping it fun. That's all I can do. That's all I can bring to the table. Next. Right. Here comes another one. This is from Stevie Taylor, and he says, what or who inspired you to take up photography? Tough one. I know, I don't really know why I picked, I don't remember a moment that made me go, Colin, my father-in-law, can I borrow your camera? It was for, where were we going? I'm going to think back now. the bridge camera that I started with had an 800mm zoom, crazy, and it was pretty impressive. It's an old camera, you pick them up for next to nothing, but the pictures were still pretty cool. You know, it was a nice camera, but it had a big zoom, and we went somewhere and I borrowed it. I'd borrowed it a couple of times, but never like got serious. It was just to reach something. But there must have been something that I needed that for I think maybe it was like moonshots or something like that. So then I was just like, yep, borrow his camera. And I guess that was the defining moment of, I want to take photos. You know what I mean? But then I like the idea of being able to change lenses and stuff like that. So then I started doing more homework, and then my mum saw me taking photos and went, I've got a camera you can have, which we've already explained, and so on. So I'd say that there wasn't a particular person that inspired me. And now, flip that around, and I would say that, like probably most of us, Peter McKinnon was the go-to on YouTube to watch. There's no doubt about that. Some of his more later stuff now is getting a bit, oh, look at how much stuff I can advertise, but I'm not going to moan about that, because bloody hell I would if I had his money. If Ford were giving me cars and Canon were giving me cameras and whatever, yeah, I'd talk about them and show them off. Without a bloody doubt I would. I have someone who makes some nice prints of me and I talk about them enough. So you can imagine if I was famous. Jesus Christ. One, I'd be an alcoholic. Two, yeah, I'd bang on about whatever they gave me. So I can't blame him. But I think the older stuff was more creative from him, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed sort of the 2 Minute Tuesdays and stuff like that. It was some cool stuff, and I'd watch one and I'd go, I'm going to go and do that. So as far as inspiration, I'd probably say Peter McKinnon, and then more. I'd say like Daniel Schiffer. He is now, I'm watching his stuff on the video side of it and trying to get a bit more into that. I don't have a fraction of the gear, but I'm having a crack at it. So it's basically just YouTubers, even some of these, you know, the smaller channels like me and the ones that we've, you know, the ones that I follow. They do stuff and we all copy each other and we all have a little go at it. So everybody is my inspiration, YouTube is my inspiration, and nature is my oyster. You know what I mean? You just get out and take bloody photos. Simple as that. On to the next one from Let's Click Photography. He has asked, what's been your biggest photography lesson of the last 12 months, i.e. the most important thing you've learned? Well, bearing in mind I only started, of which I have answered, I only started 15, 16 months ago, I'd say I learned everything in the last year. Pretty much all of it. I don't think, well, I'm learning every bloody day, you know. Every day I'm trying something different and learning. So I'm just walking down a muddy hill, so hang on, I don't want to slip over. So yeah, it's a tough one to answer, because there's no one defining thing that's made me go, oh, I've learned that, necessarily, because I've learned it all. I've learned so much in the last year, from going to, you know, never having had a camera where you can change settings, to now knowing pretty much what setting I need before I take the shot, you know. So yeah, there's no one. That's a tough one to answer. So I really can only say that it's everything from zero to now is what I've learned. So I don't have a better answer for that, which is a bit rubbish, because for most of them I've got some really good answers, but that one is a tough one. I've learned it all. I've learned it all. There you go. Thanks for the question. Let's pull out another one. Right, the next one in the list is from Bonfire Photography, and he has written, what do you hope to accomplish with your photography long term, and what message do you hope people to see in your work? What message do you hope people to see in your work? Okay. I'm going to have to read that one again. Hang on a second, because yeah, what do I hope to accomplish? I guess I hope to accomplish superstardom, ultimate wealth, and a free camera. None of the above, I imagine, will ever happen. So really, it's just nice. Yeah, I made a calendar last year of views from the Rican, and I sold about 25 of them, something like that, which, you know, was good. It was only me advertising on my Facebook, and I sold a load, and I was really impressed by that. So really, what I want is my pictures on people's walls. I've got the contact, I've got the pictures, so that's all I hope to do. I don't want to become a professional full-time photographer, because then I'll lose the fun side of it. Same as anything, you know what I mean? If it's your job, you don't enjoy it as much, unless you're a Top Gear presenter. So I would say that you know, that's what I hope to accomplish from it. It's just my work on people's walls, making people smile when they open their Instagram and they see something cool and they like it and they want to copy it. That to me is mission accomplished. That makes me a happy man. And the message in my work, I don't think there's any hidden messages. It's not like an old Disney film where they put in secret little things. It's just my work, and I just want people to enjoy it, and that's that. So the next one is from Tasha. I don't know who this person is, but they've sent me up via Facebook, and it says, excuse me, have you always lived in Shropshire? What's been your favourite place to photograph? Right, I'll start with the first bit. No, I have not always lived in Shropshire. I used to live and am from Essex, hence I have a slightly dodgy accent. Not Australian, like some people seem to think. But yeah, I grew up in a tiny town called Brightlingsea that has one road in and one road out, and that is the same road, and I'm not joking, you can look on a map. There is only one way into this. And years back there was riots for the wharfage. They used to bring sheep and stuff through the town, and there was all these riots in the 80s, and they used to put bomb scares on the road, and the road got shut. Now if you went to school in Brightlingsea, you were allowed to go home. If you didn't go to school in Brightlingsea and you lived in one of the smaller towns just from outside of Brightlingsea, outside this one road, then you had to stay in school. So yeah, that was some fun times. But yeah, so I am an Essex boy. Fast cars, fast women, white stilettos. Not mine, not mine. Favourite place to photograph? I haven't done any photography down in Essex, because I haven't been back down there since I've been doing it, because COVID stuck its bloody neck in and ruined all that. So at the moment, obviously Shropshire is my favourite place to photograph, and I think Shropshire is beautiful. I think the county is lovely. The town I live in it's the town I live in, but you drive 10 minutes any direction and you're in the countryside, and it's amazing. So, oh god, everywhere's so bloody muddy. And I guess as far as landmarks, I would say the Wrekin. It doesn't get boring. I want to go and do some of the other hills, but now we're not allowed to drive anywhere, so that's a bit on hold at the moment. But my Wrekin is probably my go-to for a nice walk, for some great scenery, and a few vlogs apparently. So yeah, there you go. Hope I've answered that one. Thank you, Tasha. Right, on to the next one. Really? Hang on a minute. Next question. I've only got a few more left. Bear with. I could have made it a two-parter, but I didn't really want to. You know, you can always pause it and go and get yourself a brew. So, you know, no stress. Keep watching. Why don't you hit the old like and subscribe while you're there? Oh, there you go. Look, I sold it. Wow. Right, next question. They've asked me a few, but I'm going to pick this one. Do you prefer to take photos on your own or with someone? Now, I don't have any friends, so it's generally on my own. But I know, sad music, violins, all of it. But no, of course I've got a few friends. There's only a couple that are really into photography, but there's more people that I want to meet. But again, this whole COVID thing has just made it all so hard to actually go anywhere. Icon Shots and Fat Badger, they are the two people that I generally go and take photos with. We've got some good ones actually, me and Mark from Icon, so I'm just trying to work out where I'm going to go now. Look at the state of this, hang on. It's a bit flooded. But yeah, Icon Shots on Instagram. He has just got some grenades, some smoke grenades. And I said, don't get the ones off Amazon, because they'll, I'm going to go around this way, because they blow up apparently. Saw some dude on YouTube, had one, nearly blew his girlfriend's arm off. So I said, don't get them. He sent me a picture, look what I've got. Yeah. Amazon ones. So he's holding them, I'll take the photos. I ain't going near those things. No. So, yeah, I generally take photos with him. It is easier if there's two of you, especially if you're doing the wire wall and the light painting and whatever. It's bloody hard doing it by yourself. And I'd like to meet new people and take more photos with new people, just to go and bounce off them and learn. Got a few YouTubers we're going to try and meet up with, so we can get out and make some vlogs together. So that's that one. Let's fire up another one. Right, this one is from Timothy. My days, I'm not even going to try and say his name, it's on the screen anyway. How often do you get to spend time with your camera? Also, I like finding out about people's income when they're not doing photography. You nosy bastard. You want to know what I do for a living? Jesus, what are you, the tax man? No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, I'm gonna get wet feet. Oh Jesus, sorry. This is bloody ridiculous. Oh Christ. Yep. Oh, luckily I'm in hiking boots, admittedly, but yeah, look at this. What am I doing? What am I doing? I can just do this from the studio. Anyway, back to the question. So I'll do the income one first. I am a chef and I work in God's waiting room and I feed old people. That's generally what I do for a living. So photography is not my income. It's not to say it's never had any money coming from it. I'd be lying if it hadn't. So if you are the tax man, come get me. But yeah, I have a full-time job. And that's that. I used to work restaurants, pubs, all that sort of business. COVID coming once again. Put a bit of a stinger on that one. So I went into the care homes, which obviously are far more stable, better hours for family. I get nights off, I get every night off, I get every other weekend off. So yeah, there you go, that's that one. And there was another part to the question, but I've forgotten it, so hang on a second. That was it. How much time do I spend with my camera? Well, depends on who you ask. It's a bit like asking a gambler how much money they spend on gambling. You ain't gonna get the real answer. Or an alcoholic, how much does he drink? I only have one a day. Yeah, right. So yeah, if you ask my wife, she'd say all the time. If you ask me, I'd say some of the time. But no, I spend a lot of time. I'd say every single day I take photos of something just to get that buzz. It's my escapism, it's my freedom, and you can't take that away from me. Sounds like a song. So yeah, I spend way too much time with it, slightly obsessed. That's again from a previous question. That's why I bought a Canon, because my shutter count must be through the roof. But it's still going strong, so for now I'll keep using it. So there you go, Timothy. Hope that's answered your questions. Only a few more left, including the embarrassing one. I've got a corker for you. No shame, no shame. We'll find the next one. It's gone a bit dark, isn't it? Anyway, got another one from Jason. He asked me earlier, how long have I been serious about photography? Well, I've got another one from him saying, how many lenses do you carry around for outdoor photography and what is your favourite lens? So, I carry, what have I got? I've got the wide angle, which I generally vlog on and I think is wicked for photos and film, without a doubt. I've got the kit lens 18 to 55, the 50mm prime, the 55 to 200 and the 75 to 300. That's my lenses, although my 75 to 300 is broken, the aperture cable is snapped, so I have no aperture control and it's basically full manual. Which is okay, because I only really use that for sort of moon shots and distant shots of the hill and stuff like that, so that's not so bad. That's what I carry around. Favourite? Probably the prime. I just think it's great. The bokeh. I wish you could film on it, to be honest, but I'd need an arm about 15 times longer than I've got to actually be able to film on it. So, but the 50mm prime I think is my go-to lens for most of the shoots I do, be it people or cars or whatever, unless it's landscape. So yeah, there you go, that's that one. Another one, let's go. We're down to the final two questions now, okay? I've got one here from Jeremy Payne, and he said he finds music influences editing as I play metal while editing. Does music have any influence in your style? The short answer of it, without sounding rude, is no. Obviously, when you make the videos, the music's quite important to put over it. You don't want Benny Hill over something that's meant to be moody. So, yes, it influences the video side, but as far as when I'm editing, just Alexa, play my playlist. You know what I mean? And as we've already discussed, there's some random stuff on there. So there's not a particular influence that makes my work go in a particular direction, but I do listen to music while I'm doing my pictures, fair enough, and it does influence what the video will look like at the end. So that's that one. Now we are on to the final question. Drum roll please. Now this is from Dribs. If you follow the channel you will be fully aware of who he is. He's asked me a few questions because I said fire a few at me so we don't double any up, okay? He's asked me, they're all non-photography related, so we can finish off on a banger here. And I think the one I'm going to go for is, what is your most embarrassing moment in life? In life. Now I'm nearly 42 years old, so there's a lot of embarrassing moments. Get yourself a brew, hold tight, we're going for this. Anyway, Two moments I'm going to have. I'm going to put 2 moments of my embarrassing life into this video. One is when I used to have false teeth. They're on a denture. These 6 here are all false. They're one big bridge. I smashed them out on a Dodgem car when I was 16 years old. Got hit in the back and then hit in the front almost simultaneously. So my head flicked back, head flicked forward, head butted steering wheel, teeth went up inside my face and a couple fell out. There you go, what a horror story. That's not the embarrassing bit. The embarrassing bit is that they used to be on a denture and they'd fall out every now and then. Now, when I used to BMX, I used to wind the kids up, I'd fall off my BMX, pop the plate out of my mouth and be like, oh man, I hate my teeth like this. Kids would be like, oh, your teeth are gone. So that was all pretty much, that was funny. We had some good fun with that. But the embarrassing moment on this is, I was in the pub where I used to work. There was a live band on. We were having some beers, we were partying, whatever. And I went to say something. It was normally the F word that made them, not necessarily the F word, but a word beginning with F. Any word. Could be Frankfurter. There are 2 of them. And they came flying out. Flying out, straight across the floor, skidded across the floor. I was like, no one tread on them please, they cost 200 quid. So I had to go scrambling around for my teeth in the middle of a busy pub. It gave people a laugh. In full fairness, I laughed. I have no shame on myself. As you can probably gather, I'm not that fussed. I don't embarrass very easily and I'm not that bothered. Now, one more embarrassing moment and then we're going to wrap this video up because God knows how long this has been, and if you're still here watching it, I really appreciate it. So, the last embarrassing moment is when I used to live in Austria. I used to snowboard. Still a chef, but I used to snowboard every day. And I think I had this combination of drinking way too much, partying too hard. You burn 4,000 calories a day at altitude. Even if you're not eating, you can lie in bed, you burn 4,000 calories. No fat people in the Alps unless they're tourists. And yes, I was chatting to a friend. So anyway, yeah, I don't know which of the above that it was, but something must have given me a funny tummy. Standing outside one of the local après-ski bars called the Funky Chicken, and I saw a Swedish friend of mine called Gustav, who I'd not seen for a few years. So I saw him, I went over, oh, sun's coming out, look at this, eh? Bloody beautiful. I went over, shook his hand, said, Gustav, how you doing, man? You know what I mean? Hey, door, it's been a while. And then I proceeded to shit myself. I hope there's no one around. Like I say, I couldn't give a damn. Yeah, I proceeded to shit myself. All down my legs, and I was like, oh no. So I shook his hand. I said, Gustav, how you been? I got to go. And I just left. I just went. I hadn't seen him for years. I was like, nah, I'm going. I went home. Well, the story continues actually. I used to live in a place called the Underground, which wasn't underground, different story, but that doesn't matter. It was called Underground on the Piste. Oh shit, me, I nearly bloody fell over that thorn. Jesus Christ, trying to kill me. Anyway, so as I'm walking up the Piste, I'm in my snowboard gear anyway, I'm walking up the Piste, which is about 8 o'clock at night. It's just been groomed, and it was gone a bit icy. So I'm walking up this hill, I'm traipsing up, and every time I slip, a bit more came out. So yeah, I was in a right mess. I got home, went downstairs where I lived. There was a few other people that I lived with, and they were like, "Right, Chris." So yeah, not bad. Just got in the shower, fully clothed, and showered. And no one had a clue what was going on, and I just basically threw most of my stuff away. And yeah, that is the most embarrassing moment. That is my question and answers video. Thoroughly enjoyed this one, to be totally honest. It's been a good laugh. I think it's going to be a giggle watching it back. It's not going to be a giggle editing it because there's quite a lot to do, but I'm not fanning around with all the music or any of that business, as you've probably gathered because we're at the end of the video. So yeah, until the next one, thanks everyone for joining in. Now you've learned so much more about me. I hope you enjoy it. Peace out.